guess I'm Shakira. What
Shakira,
uh,
Shakira.
what are you gonna dance, Shakira? You know what I'm not gonna do? Definitely not gonna dance Shakira. Okay,
Ooh, baby,
so
when you talk like that, something,
you
something,
make
something else. Da da da
spirit,
da 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 da
spirit.
da 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 da
If you're
da 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 da.
if you're here with me tonight, does this sound like Shakira? Le lo le le lo le. That sound like Shakira, Kaylin?
That does sound like. And I'm with you
So
here tonight. And I'm not 2 bottles of wine drunk. I'm 18 beers. No, I'm not 18 beers. I'm 9 beers drunk.
I told you not to get wasted. That's why we're doing the hour-long thing. I've had one beer and one half of a beer.
Don't worry,
So
I'm going to be behaved, but I could not wait.
okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Can
You
you
just got
hear
off
me
work.
okay? Because this is coming through this thing.
Yeah, it's
Is my
cool.
beard in the way?
Your beard's always in the way. How come I can't get out of these stupid?
Do we
Oh,
have viewers? It's
yeah,
only good when you're wasted. That's what I'm talking about.
my cousin's here to troll us and do mushrooms.
Yo, hook me
Um,
up. Send it through the mail through some Teletubbies. No, not
we're already off.
what are those TY? What are those teeny baby? What's the TY thing called? Teeny
Beanie
baby?
babies,
Beanie babies. Beanie babies?
beanie babies.
TY beanie.
What kind of beer are you drinking tonight, Caitlin? Let's start this show off right and talk about something.
Well, I don't think it's sponsor, but
That's fine.
Budweiser has a special going on right now. 18 beers, and I didn't bother paying attention to the price. I just
Yeah, I never pay attention to the price when I go to the liquor store.
I go
I'm
for
drinking
the
a fine.
deal. I go for the deal. When I see when you see the thing that there's a you don't even what is that? What is that?
Yeah, you just see the pile of beers. You're just like, I'm just gonna grab whatever.
What do you got there? Is that an orange? Is that some sort of orange flavored thing?
No, it's a Nickelbrook headstock. It's a Nickelbrook IPA. It's very hoppy.
Okay.
7% IPA.
I don't think
Because
I
I'm a
like hops.
hipster. Oh, dude, hops are the shiznits. Drop what you like to drink in chat. I know Olins probably likes Olins because he's Australian. Don't tell
And
him he likes Fosters though,
no, well, Olin,
because
when he comes to freeze, gets an Olin. I'm not sure if that necessarily means he likes Olins, but Olins all the way. There you go.
well, there you go. Olins, what's your second favorite kind of beer? It's not Fosters.
I think
Don't tell him he likes Fosters just because he's from Australia. Australians
someone's
hate Fosters,
well.
as I understand.
I guess so. What they probably don't adopt them.
I get it. I see you attempted to make a joke for comedy. Look at all these. You see, get fucked on the Fosters, mate.
Kafuffy.
Put another shrimp on the bowl, mate.
What am I supposed to do?
We got
Not
some
put it on the Barbie?
exactly. Crikey! I know they say that. What's that? What's that song that all the Hey Olins? What's that
I
Australian
come up
song
with
about the
down under.
kickabird? No, the kickabird tree. The folk song. Anyway, this is a show called Beard Buddies, where the two of us
Beer
have beards, and
buddies, beer
that's the theme
buddies,
song,
beer
and we talk about
buddies.
movies. This is episode 3. Now, I was talking about this before you joined, Kaylin. Last time we ended up talking for 3 hours.
And I had a great time.
We had a good time,
I
but I
drank
want
2 bottles of wine.
I want these shows to be a little bit more concise for the actual Beard Buddies portion of the show. So, what I'll say is we watched the movie Muppet Christmas Carol.
Nice.
That's what the people came to see.
Yep.
And it was good. It was different than I remembered. See, I haven't seen this movie since it came out in 1992.
Muppet Christmas
And
Carol?
the thing about that is I didn't remember that it was a 100% kids movie.
Oh no.
But also it seemed much grander as a kid. Like it seemed like way bigger.
Yeah, I agree with
but
you. I agree.
Watching it now as an adult, it was a quick watch. It was only 1 hour and 25 minutes.
I was going to say the same thing.
And it was easy to get through, and it's very much so this movie came after Scrooged, which we did last time, and I feel like they took a lot of inspiration directly from Scrooge. Now I know Christmas, I know that we'll get into that. I know the Christmas Carol is like a pretty standard story.
Yeah,
right?
what's his face? Dickens.
Yeah, Dickens. It's a pretty standard story, but there were some moments in this that I was like, did that happen in the original Dickens story, or did they reimagine it for Scrooge, and then the Muppets movie was like, let's just jack This is
Ah,
Jack that.
interesting. What parts are tickling your fancy about some foul play?
Okay, so that specifically when he goes to Christmas present and he goes to his nephew's party,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they play a game, and he specifically tries to interject into it to to like answer,
Right, 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 right,
right,
right,
and they're
right.
playing a very similar game.
Right.
And I was like, that's an odd choice. I don't know if it's right out of the original story or if it's like that happened
I
in the original story.
I will be honest with you. I've never read the original. I from what I recall reading about the Muppets follow the original novella almost
Okay.
almost spot on. They have their extra little, you know what I mean? They have their extra little pizzazz, their panache,
Yeah.
their Muppets, right? They have their extra little thing, but for the most part, it follows it spot on. So I think that means that Scrooge, like what Scrooge did, happened in the original thing, and the Muppets also kind of followed the original.
And Scrooged has a slightly longer runtime, and I felt that movie. Like I love that
That's because of the
movie.
relationship, I think.
Yeah, and I love that movie. But the problem I found this time was watching it for like a this format where we have to talk about it and I have to take notes. Kind of sucked all the fun out of it. But
There was
since
no
and I
notes to
watched,
take.
yeah, for this.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah,
enjoyable
because it's
watch.
so it was an enjoyable watch. I didn't have to take a lot of notes, and it was the basic structure without all the extra stuff. It just the Muppet stuff was what I love. The the little jokes that they added at the beginning and end of scenes with Rizzo and Gonzo
Gonzo.
just excellent. Like it just you could take those characters out of the story and replace all the Muppets with humans, and you have a perfectly fine telling
Yeah,
of the Christmas Carol with Michael Caine. I'm Michael Caine. You have him, just doing his thing. Did you notice how much makeup this man had on? Also, this is Michael Caine 30 years ago, and he still looked ancient. Crazy.
I will say he looks the same as he does now. I didn't notice too much about makeup, but I did write down Gonzo and Rizzo are my favorite duo.
Yes.
Rizzo the rat and Gonzo the whatever. And
Weirdo, actually.
yeah.
His official title is Weirdo.
I
I don't
thought
know
it
if you
was
remember that
whatever
from.
or Gonzo the Great. I thought it was whatever or Gonzo the Great. Is
No,
it
he
weirdo?
always says I'm Gonzo and I'm a weirdo.
I like it. Gonzo, I've always, for whatever reason, I already know why, but I've
Yeah,
always associated with
because you're Gonzo, basically.
it. Thank you.
And I'll be the Rizzo to your Gonzo. I'll talk like this all the time,
Like
and
a guy from Brooklyn.
you can use me as a multi-tool. In the first act of this movie, Gonzo uses him for like three different things. He uses them to wash a window. He uses them to like stoke a fire.
The
The
off
best
the
line
off
of the
the
movie.
candle, his rat, his tail or whatever.
Yeah, but that line is the line I remembered the most. I have it written down here. The light the lamp, not the rat, and he says that over and over. And
Yeah.
I remember that from when I was a kid, and there were little moments in this that I really remembered from when I was a child, like the fucking Ghost of Christmas Present. Let's just talk about that
The
whole
jolly,
that whole
or is
bit.
like president? Yeah, the jolly fellow, right?
Yeah, the giant
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who they do a forced perspective thing when they introduce him to look like he's sitting in the
Bigger.
room,
Yeah.
and I was watching it in 4K, and I honestly couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if it was they made a giant puppet for that scene or if they did forced
Or
perspective.
right.
But when he shrank down, I was like, they had to have done forced perspective because there's no way they'd make a giant Muppet for like 3 seconds.
I agree with you. I assume the same, but I wouldn't put it past them if they actually did do a fucking giant Muppet just for that angle or whatever, right? And
That's true.
hats off to R.I.P.
Rest in peace. This is a film by I think a Brandon Henson. I think was the actual story by. So I imagine is his son.
Oh, that
Is it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his son had a. And
Yeah.
in my research, so what's his name here? La 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 la. So Steve
Sorry, Brian Henson.
Brian, and it was his son,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Steve Whitmire, I believe is how it's pronounced. He did the voice for Kermit in this movie, and you know, he talked about like the day before, or maybe a few days before, or something like that. He had a dream where Jim Henson came to him and was like, basically gave him, the his good graces to do Kermit,
Right.
and pick up where he left off, kind of thing, or whatever.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. That's my
Ooh,
Kermit impression.
that was actually fucking like that sounded fucking dope.
I have a boner. I'm Kermit. I married a pig, and I had. Okay, let's just talk about also how they. Okay, so Cratchit and his wife
And he also did
Emily or
Rizzo
some
though.
shit.
By the way, also did.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So sorry. They have kids. They show their kids,
Yeah.
and their kids are not freak monsters.
No, they're
Uh,
half and half.
Pig hybrid.
Well, not half and half.
There's two. There's Tiny Tim and
And
there's Peter, I think,
maybe
and then the triplets
the
who are
pig.
all like their mother, the
Yeah.
pig.
Yeah.
In my notes, I just wrote down pig and frog,
Yeah.
um, and I couldn't get over the fact that pig and frog mated to create these children. But then again, they live in this alternate universe where humans exist with animals.
Humans exist with Muppets, and Michael Caine. So because he's interacting with the Muppets on their like sound stage or whatever, right? It's like a raised up stage so that the Muppeteers can be doing their thing at regular level, and then he's basically walking a very specific path. Like when he's doing his scenes with the Muppets, he's walking a very specific path because they have to be there as well with like the dip, like the
They did that for Elf as well. The house behind the couch on the set of Elf
yeah,
had like a lowered part, so the puppet master that did Elf
yeah.
could walk around with them and like do stuff behind the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the
Ooh,
funny
okay,
thing
yeah,
is
right.
people on set would fucking fall into those holes all the time. So I wonder if on the set of Muppet movies, I wonder if it's a whole thing where you have to sign a waiver if you're gonna walk around on set if you wipe out into one of these Muppet
I
holes.
believe it. I believe it. Apparently, Michael Caine was
So
very careful.
I believe it.
And to remark about the babies, the kids or whatever, the frogs and the pigs, there was almost a thought. So like it's Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy the pig, right? And so they make
Yep.
babies, right? But so there was like question of like half frog, half pig. But then what they were going to do was, so the way we see it, like two frogs, was it two pigs or three pigs or whatever? They were going to change the color of them. They were going to make pink frogs. The kids were going to be pink frogs,
Oh yeah,
and
and
the
then
and
green
the pigs were going to be green pigs.
because that would be
Weird as
crazy.
fuck.
So the way that I wrote my notes out sort of goes through the movie. So we've kind of jumped all around for the beginning here, but just to
Let's
start at the
go back to
top,
the beginning.
yeah, just to start at the top, I wrote the first thing I wrote down that in the credits it's Rizzo the Rat as himself, and I'm pretty sure this was we were talking about this last time. This is the first time we see Rizzo, and he ends up becoming a very big character in the Muppets verse, as I'm calling it.
Well,
I
Gonzo and
haven't.
Rizzo are like duo. They are the hands end all be all. Like they're better than Batman and Robin. I think
But hey, I
those
mean,
are
it's
strong
possible.
words. They're strong words. I realize.
If you're just joining us, comment in the chat if you think that the combination of Gonzo and Rizzo, the rat, are a bigger, more important combination than Batman and Robin. You heard it here first, folks. Nope, nope. People are like, okay, I'm out of here. Um, so the biggest thing that I noticed just at the top of the movie was how surreal the Muppets are in this world. They exist in a regular sized world, but they're all like 3 feet tall
There's no
because
question.
but the world is also developed so like the humans that live there still have to duck when they go into doorways.
Yeah.
So in this alternate universe, this guy thinks he knows it. This guy thinks he knows the answer to the. I think he just made an enemy.
let me rephrase what I said. Gonzo and Rizzo are more entertaining than Batman and Robin. I fucking love some Batman and Robin, but Gonzo and Rizzo are more entertaining. I love how the Muppets, the like I watched the original show back in the day. There was also like a Baby Muppets thing, like cartoon thing or something like that. And then they
Yeah,
had
Muppet
their
Babies. That was a great.
Muppet Babies, yeah, exactly. And then there's the various movies they made. Christmas Carol and Treasure Island are my favorite. And I just like I don't know what it is, but just interjecting Muppets, like it's I like how it like how do you say this? Let's say you want to teach someone something and it's boring.
Right,
Let's say you want to teach someone
right.
something that's boring. How like, but it's an important method or story or whatever, right?
Gotcha.
How do you get? How can you? But give it. That's like what I feel the Muppets does. It. So Dickens, fucking whoever wrote Treasure Island, like I
Hey
never.
Google, who wrote Treasure Island?
Honestly, what's this guy saying? Which pair? That's a good question. That's a very good question.
The answer is Robert Louis Stevenson. I don't know if you heard that, Caitlin.
I did hear the syllable. I heard the sound.
Oh, okay. See, the reason I agree with you is because now I want to see a full-on Batman movie, like for kids, where Gonzo is Batman and Rizzo is Robin,
Oh my
with
god!
little Muppet costumes, and then all the Muppets play different characters in this universe.
My
So
favorite part. Yeah,
obviously the Eagle would be Mr. Freeze.
I'm
I
down with
think
that,
that's
Mr.
right
Eagle.
out of the
Yeah,
gate. So, but who
that's
would
a
be the
perfect.
Joker?
That's a fucking
Fozzie?
perfect
No,
role. You fucking casted that.
Fozzie would be the Joker because fuck Fozzie, and you put that twisted makeup on Fozzie,
That.
perfect.
Yep. Yep. Also perfect casting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
this dude knows.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Uh,
That's perfect.
so Pig would probably be Poison Ivy.
I was gonna say poison, but then I was like, maybe she kind of has to be Catwoman, but in a Miss P way.
Okay,
Do you know
but
what I mean?
what does Kermit do in all of this?
I was
Is he
right.
the Riddler?
You,
Just
you
because he's
said
green?
Gonzo's Batman, right? You said Gonzo's
Yeah,
Batman. I almost want
yeah.
to make Kermit Alfred.
Oh, what a twist! No, you're gonna have Michael Caine come in and be Alfred
Ooh,
because he's
okay,
Alfred
okay,
in the
okay,
Nolan
okay,
verse.
okay. Oh, give me Commissioner Gordon. Give me Commissioner Gordon then for Kermit.
Oh shit! It's Statler and Waldorf
What?
are both Statler and Waldorf are both Commissioner Gordon. Like they're the Jacob Marley in this movie.
What movie?
In the Christmas Carol.
Oh, what? Oh. Okay, okay.
Statler and Waldorf
Right.
do
Okay,
double
okay,
duty
okay. I see what you're saying.
as,
Right.
but
The guys
they
from the
rip on
balcony. Right. The
Gonzo.
guys from the balcony. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Statler and Waldorf. They rip on Gonzo when he comes to meet them at the bat signal.
Yeah.
Also, the bat signal isn't a bat; it's the fucking
Just
nose.
the nose. Just the nose. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
wait. So who can Kermit be?
uh, I think he might have to be the Riddler just because he's green.
No.
But
No.
no, fuck that. He has to be somebody big. He has to be somebody
He
big in the
does.
family. So does he? Is
He
he Nightwing?
see.
Is Rizzo a newer
Oh,
Robin?
is
So
Kermit
that
the original Batman, and Gonzo and Rizzo are like next gen Batman and
so
Robin?
this is like so we're casting
Frank
Muppets
Miller.
Batman Beyond
Yo.
right now.
Kermit is Frank Miller, like old school Batman, whatever the fuck he's called or whatever, right?
Yeah, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is fucking gold, dude.
I love it.
Holy shit.
I think it's great.
All because of fan interaction. See, this is key, my friend.
Bruce Wayne's dad.
This is
Oh,
key.
damn, that's person. I love this guy. Four-eyed ref F. He's either old school Batman or Batman's dad. I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I agree. We need we need a like a Harley Quinn. Yeah, I thought that was
Oh
you.
man,
I thought that was you.
what? What?
I know who this man is.
Oh, you?
It sucks.
What? Did they just text you? Jason knows who I am.
Yeah, it's my boy Joe. I just wanted to double check. It's Joe Thorrington.
What up?
He's
What up,
so
Joe?
at Super Kick shows, this guy comes up to the shows and he's one of the biggest Super Kick fans. No, Miss Piggy is not Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Um,
I was
Miss Piggy,
I kind of like Miss Harley Quinn, but
I guess, like, I agree, but at the
I
same
could see
time, she
it.
needs to be a bigger character. Harley Quinn has to be some like tertiary character
What? Harley
who
Quinn is one of the biggest female characters. Is the
now,
Yeah,
but she used to just
and
be the sidekick of Mr. J.
yeah, but you know that the Batman animated series basically invented Harley Quinn, and just like that shit blew up because Batman animated series is like one of the best versions of Batman in my opinion. I love it.
Agreed. It's a cartoon that made like invented characters and canonized. Like I don't think Clayface would be
I
that big a deal
Yeah,
if it wasn't for like the animated series.
they gave him soul. I Clayface is
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
So who in the Muppets verse would play Clayface?
Okay, let's wait 1 second. Oh, it's wait. La la la. Give me. No, that's right. Okay, who do we got to run through? Okay, who's
Well,
monster?
okay.
Who's monster?
So who's the scientist that's with Beaker? Because
Oh,
they would probably end up being the. There's a Batman villain who's like got a puppet
I was gonna say the guy with the ventriloquist
with
dummy.
the with yeah. So that would be. I think
That's
they
what
would
I
be a
thought of
good
first.
fit for that.
Who would Beaker be though?
Um,
Who would Beaker be? Beaker would be like
oh, he would be the puppet.
perfect. Okay, okay.
uh,
What about monster? What about monster?
oh man, Monster would just be Monster. He would just be a Batman villain. Okay,
Just
Monster's
himself.
bit in this.
Just monster
Yeah,
in the Batman world.
yeah, yes. He was so fucking dope in this movie. He only got a second, but he comes in, he just comes right into frame,
Yeah,
yells quiet,
yeah.
right, and then and then
Everyone's
everybody
like,
chills the fuck out,
yeah.
and then the music comes on, and he's playing the triangle, and I was like, oh, they're making my boy fucking have to go over here. This is the Ghost of Christmas Past. So actually, we've moved on. We're still at the beginning. We've moved on to Ghost of Christmas Past. Who, right before I get into this monster bit,
We're
I want to talk
zigzagging a
about
little bit, but it's fine. It's entertaining. It's what the
but it's
viewers
fine.
love.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
The monster, yeah.
Professor
You know
Huntington.
what? I'll stick to that. The monster who is the Ghost of Christmas Past scared the
Oh,
shit
the
out of me.
girl? The little baby girl?
It was like a don't try to make hyper realistic human
No.
child Muppet.
Do you know what they did? They took like
No.
a Muppet head or whatever, and then like some drapey shit. And then what they were doing first was they had it in oil. They had this big ass. I did a little bit of research on the movie because, like, I watched them. I enjoyed it. There wasn't really too much about, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just. I'll tell you this much. I fucking love musicals. I love them. But so for the Ghost of Christmas Past, they had this big ass vat oil thing, right? And then they had like instead of like getting all digital or whatever, right? So to get this all waviness, they had the big ass vat of oil with the little Muppet head and the little flowing shit. And but I guess because of shooting and having to constantly do it, the oil got too expensive because they had to like eventually clean it off or some shit. So eventually they switched over to water. But what? So did you just say that little Ghost of Christmas Past scared you?
Yeah, fuck that thing. That scared me as an adult, and the Ghost of Christmas Present freaked me out as a child. I remember vividly being like, what the fuck is this forced perspective giant with rosy cheeks who like ages in 10 minutes? But it came on my screen,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, I'm watching on a 58-inch screen, 4K. It fucking was very vivid. It wasn't like when you're watching on a VHS and it just kind of looks like what your memory of the thing looks like.
Kind of
I was
grainy.
like, yeah, it looked very surreal. This whole movie looked very surreal.
Yeah.
And I like actually, Joe. I like your idea, Scooter as the Riddler. That's
I
pretty good.
also
I
like
could
that
see him
too.
dressed up. He's one of the only like human, besides Statler and Waldorf. He's only one of the only human puppets.
Yeah.
Muppet
Like,
puppets.
is he though? His mouth's like this.
That's true. He's Canadian. No, Monster has to play Monster in this world. The Monster
Oh,
guy as Two-Face is a really good idea, though, because I'd like half of his face to be like the weird Muppet human,
that's
and
like
then
like
because
like
he's
a
got
human with a beard, monster Muppet, like
yeah,
monster.
because he's got the Two-Face colors already from
Oh man,
the
he gets
Two-Face
hit with
in
acid and gets
Batman
turned
Forever.
into a human.
Oh man, perfect, genius, genius. Oh my god, we should go down to Disney and tell them to fucking hire us to make the Batman because well, they don't own Batman, they own Marvel, but
Sony? Who
fuck,
owns DC?
Warner Brothers.
Paramount? Oh,
Warner
WB.
Brothers.
Yo, Warner
Yeah.
Brother. See the
What?
top.
I was gonna. Okay. So moving on. I really just love the fact that oh, Tari talked about all this because we zigzagged, we zigged and we zagged.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
what
Rizzo.
people.
That's true. Rizzo definitely breaks the fourth wall a lot
Yep,
because he's the comic relief to Gonzo, who's the narrator, but also the comic relief.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
there are so many scenes where, like, at the end when Scrooge sees himself die or he sees his gravestone, Rizzo, like, Gonzo's like, "That's so sad," and Rizzo is ugly crying, which I was like, that's like an added little bit to put in like an already pretty funny concept. All these little beginning and endings of scenes.
it helps
Um,
lighten it up because I like that about it. It's a nice it's a nice way to make it palatable or whatever the word is for kids.
Palatable.
Yeah, it's a nice way to do that, right? Like it's the original story, but with a little spice. Well, not even spice. What's the opposite of spice? A little sugar or whatever.
A little sugar.
Yeah.
The reason why I brought up the fourth wall breaking because I when they're in the when Jake. Okay, so we're back. Let's go back to when he first sees Jacob and Robert Marley. He goes upstairs
Right.
into his house
Trapped
to
by
like
chains.
chill, and Rizzo and Gonzo are outside, and
Oh yeah,
Gonzo's
yeah,
explaining what's happening, and Rizzo's like, "How do you know that? You can't see him. He's inside."
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this is what these two guys are going to be like during this film."
Yeah.
And then that's when the ghosts literally attack him with chains,
And
which I was like, "This is a kids
you
movie."
see the window light up as he calls it.
Yep. And Statler and Waldorf proceed to do a little song, I believe, about
Da,
how they
da,
used to
da,
be
da,
criminals.
da.
Yep.
It kind of
Uh,
sounds like RoboCop a little.
that's a movie we should do because I haven't seen RoboCop since it traumatized me so much I couldn't watch horror
Are
movies for
you
30
fucking
days.
joking me? Traumatized? Yo, and I am down just to add on to that. But yo, the original RoboCop is fucking
Between
amazing.
him getting shot in the penis repeatedly, the guy getting shot in the dick, and then later in the movie where the swamp monster, it fucked
Smurfy
me
gets
up for
fucking
literally.
destroyed. Oh no. Oh, am I
We're
here?
getting a
Are
little
we here?
spinny. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, original
Uh,
RoboCop though, dope. I watched the remake the other day. Not dope.
it's. I've heard that it's just it exists.
Yeah,
It's filmed
yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
eh? It's filmed in
Everything's filmed in
Toronto.
Canada. That's because it's cheaper here.
Everything's filmed in Toronto
Fucking
or
yo,
Vancouver.
fucking people that make this hire us.
Well, they film a lot of stuff in Nova. Oh, us, like specifically you and I. Yes,
You
We've more than proven we can come up with a good idea because Batman starring Gonzo and Rizzo,
dope.
Chef's Kiss,
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss. So, uh, that okay. So they come out, they sing their little song. Ghost of Christmas
Marley
Past
and
is a fucking nightmare.
Marley. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
They go to the past. Gonzo and Rizzo catch a ride with them, which was funny.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we're going.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So the part that I like the most about them traveling with the spirits and with Scrooge is they were able to interact with the past, the present, and the future. Scrooge wasn't, and the spirits aren't like couldn't really interact either. But Gonzo and Rizzo, it feels like they went
Oh,
to those
with
places.
each right.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
because I don't want to sit here and nitpick too much about a kids movie from the early '90s that stars Muppets. But there were a lot of moments where I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But there were a lot of moments where I was like,
Like where they
that's
fucked up in the
actually
shelf in the past, fucking Scrooge couldn't talk to the kids in the past.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Animal. We talked about that. I think we kept calling him Monster.
Yeah, I think yeah, you know what? Yeah, my bad. My bad, Muppet, my bad, Jim, and my bad fans. Sorry. I'm not
Sorry, we have one viewer. It's Joe, and that's who we're playing to right now. And if you want, so Joe, what we were talking about when we were saying that Monster should have,
animal.
be turned
Animal.
into that. We were talking about Animal.
Yeah. But the
I got this weed vape pen, and I hit it at like 7,
those
and I'm
weed vapes
still just
aren't
like,
too
yeah,
bad. They're good. They're
they're
pretty
dope, man.
yeah.
Um, okay, so they go to the past, they catch a ride, they play it off like statues, which
Mm.
I thought was hilarious for that moment. We get to see Scrooge as a lonely ass kid, which is a little bit different than Scrooge. I think Scrooge took some liberties and made him more like his dad was this hard ass, but
Oh yeah,
in
it was
this
more
movie,
modernized his childhood.
yeah,
Yeah.
this history is what I remember. Same with the party, the party in the past.
What?
They still did the thing where where Scrooge is working all through the party instead of like having a good time.
Right.
But
Oh,
they
right, 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 right.
he still meets his future,
Fozzie, or whatever it is.
which was a perfect role for Fozzie because I fuck I can't deal with Fozzie, but I also love him. It's
What?
a weird like
It's
Foz
only so much. Only so much.
Fozzie's that friend. Fozzie's that friend like you want to hang out with sometimes, but like it doesn't take long for them to. Oh man, I mean, you and I, maybe you with other people, but I always, when we lived in Halifax, I always had a good time partying down with the K Man. I
I
know your name starts with C, and the K Man is Kramer, but I know we used to have a fun time. Uh, that being said, of course, Fozzie is annoying, but in like a really wholesome, not fun way. He's
he
like
he is
I've been
annoying.
watching.
Voice though. Oh, and also Mr. Eagle, whatever his name is by the same guy. I remember watching it. I was like, oh, I can hear the same like inflection or whatever
No,
the word is.
it's Cookie Monster was the eagle. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice that. Is it?
Go back. I made a note about that actually. I was like, that's voice is a dead ringer when he's talking about like you have to make the money and be scholarly. But
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
imagine that, but it's sorry, Joe just sent me. Yeah. Oh, okay. Monster is a character.
Were we
Monster
talking
looks
about
like
monster or animal? Because I said it wrong. I'm
we
pretty
were
sure I was
talking
talking
about
about
Animal
animal.
from the band.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We were talking about Animal from the band. Monster is the giant monster from I think Muppets
Oh,
Tonight,
the
I
big
believe.
shaggy one.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad, man. Yo,
yeah.
my bad,
Joe,
viewers. Sorry, all of our
I'm on a
thousands
cell
of
phone, so I just
millions of
looked at
viewers.
Facebook.
Oh, Sperlin, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I have to stop. Stop yelling.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Madison. If you can hear me on Jason's headphones, Am I on your phone or your headphones? Oh
All
no.
right, sorry, I'm back.
Oh, we're back. Did
No,
you?
I have headphones on, so I just need to keep it down a
Okay.
little bit.
Sorry, Madison. Yo, tell Madison I'm sorry. Yo, Madison, if you're
No,
watching, I'm sorry.
she's trying to sleep.
Um, I hope you get better soon. So I did. I was like, so I watched them, and then I was like, hey, let me go see if I can find out some interesting facts. One thing, I can't confirm this, I can't verify this, but one thing, maybe some random kid made it up. I don't know. But one thing I found was they considered George Carlin for Scrooge.
That would have been a completely different movie.
It would have been different. It would have been very interesting, though. I like, so Michael Caine, it was the perfect balance. Michael Caine he brought the seriousness of Dickens, and then the Muppets brought a light, enjoyable, palatable, whatever the way it was again. I can't,
Palatable.
fucking dumb. Yeah, that word. It was the perfect like synergy or whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought like, and it's funny too because Michael Caine didn't phone it in. You know, like he felt like
No,
it felt like he was doing his
real.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and
and it
they
was good.
he was acting with them. I did read this, so I remember out of my little like attempts to try and find some extra shit. Like I watched the movie, I had like a page of stuff that I wrote down. The other ones I had a lot more, but with this one, so like I looked up shit about it, and he had a quote, a comment or whatever, where he was like, "And I'm not good at this." It made me reconsider how I talk to people. He said that he never broke eye contact. So like he looked at the Muppet or whatever, right, in its eyes like it was another person, and he was looking
Yeah,
at it in another person's eyes or whatever, right? And
not the Muppeteer that was portraying.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And I personally have a hard time. I'm doing it right now as I'm talking. I'm looking off instead of looking at you right here. Because like you can, I feel like if I look at you and you look at me, you can like see my like, what's it called when like my fragile inside. Fragility. Is that a word?
Yeah, fragility is a word.
That.
Well, that's the thing about podcasting, though. If we were in person, the whole, like, the ability to engage with another person all comes from looking them in the eye. So when you're podcasting, you gotta look into the other person's eyes to get that, like, to know when the other person's gonna talk, for instance. And it's hard to do. Like, I on my other podcast, Blossom Buddies, it's hard for me and Craig to get that because of the fact that we do it over Zoom now, right?
Right.
So it's there's a delay.
Yo, I'm
There's,
gonna say these headphones. I feel like they're helping as opposed to the last
oh, they
two.
definitely do. The headphones are key, man. Like if we just both had our cell phones, it would be like a phone call, but like worse than a phone call.
Delay.
Delay, but also just like the whole, like you would just be hearing your phone talk to you instead of like
Right.
noise coming through a headphone.
Right. 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 I'm gonna derail a little bit. I was at my cousin's last week, and my I have I have I have a couple cousins. I was over at one cousin, and he lives by my other cousin. And then my other cousin came over and said, "What's up?" And I was like, "Oh man, how do you braid hair?" And she's like, "Oh, like this." I'm like, "Can you show me?" And then so she did like a fucking braid right here, and then a braid, and then I was like, "Oh man, you got it!" Like, and then just like did another braid right here, and it was dope. But we didn't have any elastic, so it fell out.
Well, yeah, you could wait. My beard does the same thing. I could do two sides. I trimmed my beard because I had to go do a thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it splits in the middle right here. I could have two giant chops.
The when you did Wolverine for Halloween, you did the chops. You did like you got rid of this and you had this.
Yeah,
It was dope.
spiked my hair up.
Let's
That was that was
give a shout out
12 years
though.
ago.
12 years, is that what? Last time you cut your hair? What?
No, I mean, no, I said 12 years is when I did Wolverine.
Oh no. How
Dude,
long you been out of how long you been?
I've been in Toronto for like 9 years.
Okay, so let's say 10 years.
Yeah, was it the Halloween right before I left? Because it's possible that
You
it
know
was.
what? It might have been before that one. Let's say 11 years. But
All right.
as far as Muppet Christmas Carol, one, I gotta shout out Jim Henson. He brought magic to screen. And then you got your Michael Caine as Scrooge, and he brings that seriousness without it being too serious because it's still a kids movie, right? You got Dave Gold as Gonzo, and Gonzo is my favorite fucking Muppet. Steve
Yeah.
Whitmire, Kermit and Rizzo, fucking. And when I read that, I was like, because they're the voices like. So whenever I try to do like, sometimes like I'll try to be like, ooh, let me try and fucking impression something. But like, I feel like whenever I do, still like my actual voice still at the core of it. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I get close and it's kind of there, but my actual voice is still like at the core of it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure if that makes any.
No, it does make a lot of sense. I have the same thing with my voice. I'm not like a voice chameleon. Like
Right.
you meet a person and they start banging off like even amateur impressions, and you're like, how are you like I did Kermit earlier,
Yeah.
but I can do a little bit of Peter Griffin. You would think that's bad, but even that, like I didn't really change my voice that much. I can do Bubbles. These fucking boys over here, those fucking
I
kids,
think that's because
fucking
we're mirror timers though.
That's true. That's true. I can do a little bit of Cartman, but that's kind of a loud impression that I don't want to do right now. Anyway, here's what I want to say. We are nearing the end of the allocated time for this actual episode. So we talked about pretty much everything except for the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Hit me.
So that was another thing that I wanted to bring up because the Ghost of
Scared
Christmas
the
Future and
shit
this
out of me as a kid.
same, but also this one looked a lot like the one from Scrooged as well.
Yep, yep, yep. You're right. Yep.
And that's really all I wanted to point out. But it was the same thing where the difference. Remember we were talking about in Scrooged how he does the Ghost of Christmas Present and like he's like, oh, I'm gonna change my ways, but then he immediately doesn't learn anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In this,
And
Michael
then
Caine Scrooge, he already like he's ready to go home
Yeah,
after Ghost of Christmas Present. He's
yeah,
like, can I just go home? Tiny Tim can't die.
yeah,
Can't fucking die.
yeah,
Because there's that whole sequence where we see the family. They love each other. They've got the tiny ass turkey.
yeah.
You know, Tiny Tim is die. He's like, is Tiny Tim gonna die if I don't
There's got to
intervene?
be a way to change it.
And Ghost of Christmas Present, of course, is like, well, I can't really say, but if things continue to go this way,
Right.
and then he hits Scrooge with a little bit of that,
A
you
little.
want that little bit of that. Poor people are the surplus. You want them gone anyway. So this goes to the poor people surplus deaths, which is harsh. There were a lot of really sad points in this that really kind of caught me off guard for a kids movie. Um,
Which part?
which it means which well that for instance, and also the future, Scrooge's future, when he sees that spider demon guy talking to all the little minions who have like collected the dead guy's stuff, and it turns out when he finds out that the dead guy was actually Scrooge,
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, he's already changed his ways quite a bit. Like I don't know that he really deserves to be like have his nose rubbed in at this point. So
Yo, that's how
it all
Disney
works
rolls.
out. Yeah, no, this wasn't a Disney movie. Disney just acquired Muppets at some point. This wasn't a Disney movie back then.
It says Walt Disney on my copy.
What's the trademark on your copy?
1 second. Sorry, viewers. I need glasses. 1 second. 1 second.
2004 is what I have here as Disney acquiring
That
the
sounds like.
Muppets.
That sounds like. Oh, when this come out? 92.
The movie came out in 92, but Disney started buying up everything in the early
Yo,
2000s.
fuck Disney. By the way, you guys make great movies, but fuck you.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fuck this.
Oh. Also, yo. Okay? Are we both in the same boat? We've never read the original Charles Dickens or whatever Christmas Carol.
I believe so. I
Okay.
believe I've done it. I don't think I've ever read it. I think I had kids' books of it that sort of truncated the whole story into like
Right.
50 pages.
I never read it either. While you were watching Muppet Christmas Carol, does Scrooge have gold teeth?
I don't think so. But that sounds like something he has in like the original story because he's so rich, as I
Did
recall.
you not notice? Okay, so when I'm watching the movie, right? And then every once in a while, not like right up in your face, but like almost like they had like a molar or something, like they had like their back molars. It like everyone like there'd be a little shimmer, like, but also at the same time it was like 90s, so like fucking movie stars weren't like all straight up seeing white teeth in the early 90s at that point yet.
That's true. Could have just been a yellow too.
No, I'm pretty sure. Like, go back and well, I got the DVD. I can go take it easy. What'd you do? Download it or you got it? Or watch it
I
on stream?
down
What do you have?
I
Crave? What do
downloaded
you
it.
have? Disney?
No, it's on Disney Plus, and but you can rent it from like Amazon Prime. But I just
Yo,
ranked it.
I'm not
I
gonna lie.
downloaded a cart, Kaylin.
I'm not happy about it, but I've done it a few times myself. Have you ever noticed? I was at my cousin's the other day. They had Home Alone for free on YouTube.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was fucking sweet. They have a few. I watched for free on YouTube. I watched a few movies.
Huh?
Like YouTube has a few free things, and I'm like, how the fuck does this work?
It's a glowing endorsement for YouTube.
Sorry, IG.
I mean, pretty much all owned by the same shit. YouTube's owned by Google, I guess.
Wait.
Let's finish.
Beard buddies.
Let's finish this out. Let's finish out this episode right quick. We're almost there,
You got
and
this.
then we'll cut the live, and
Yeah.
then we'll go back onto the live and just talk about whatever the fuck. Do a post show where we just chill and drink
Green
beers.
room in the green room. Post show in the
We're
green
so
room.
close, dude. We're doing the most concise episode, and it's episode 3 of this beautiful podcast because this to date, this is the most on topic we've. So anyway, so the final shit is he goes to the future. He sees himself dead. Nobody respects him. So that's what pushes him over the edge
Yeah.
to be like, I want to be a better person.
Yeah.
So then he wakes up and he's like, oh shit, it was all a dream. I was going to sleep eating some cheese
It's
and I
still
think it was
today.
butter or cheese.
The
Yeah,
spirits we had the power. He said something. I'm not sure. I was curious
but
about that because when they did the present, they didn't do present. they did present and then
Like
continued to
alternate
move
universe
forward.
president. Yeah.
Yeah. That was one thing that I was like, I wasn't sure if that's in the little book or not, but that was one thing I was curious about. I was like, oh, because like it wasn't like it was, but then it continued, right?
Yeah. So the thing that I wanted to talk about here, though, is remember how in Scrooge I kept saying like when he doesn't learn a fucking lesson after the Christmas present stuff, I brought it up in this.
Yeah.
Well, there's an interesting thing that happens because Scrooge keeps his kind of asshole way. He does two things that kind of rub me the wrong way. First, three things actually. He goes outside, he throws the money at the bunny who previously had come to his door to be like, please, I'll play some money for a song. And
That
he
pissed
throws
me
the money
off
and says,
too.
go get a turkey. Go get a turkey. So he goes and gets the turkey. He's like, come with me. You're going to carry the turkey. You're a tiny bunny. You're going to carry the turkey while we go over to Cratchit's house. Then he shows up at Cratchit's house and trolls Cratchit by being like, why aren't you in work today?
Yeah,
Why,
he's a
why aren't you
fucking dick
going
to
to
him.
work? And Cratchit's like, you gave me the day off, man. Like Kermit through this whole thing is just like, I don't know. I'm just trying to live my man. I just want Christmas Day off to spend with my 16 kids. He
This
does
one's
that
a
shit.
little cripple.
And then the final straw for me is at the end of Charles Dickens, Tiny Tim is supposed to say, God bless us, everyone.
Yeah.
And Tiny Tim goes, God bless us. And then Scrooge cuts him off and goes, God bless us, everyone. And I was like, oh my God, he didn't learn anything. Now he's just like, I'm going to pay people to like me. I'm just going to pay people off to like
I
me. I'm
didn't
still
even
going to be a
notice that.
raging dick. Yeah,
You just blew my mind.
I'm going to, yes. I don't, once again, I don't think Scrooge learned a thing. I think he's just going to be a raging asshole in that little town to the Muppets. But this, instead, he's going to be an asshole. And he's going to turn around and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Master Cratchit. Here's $10,000, which is better.
I'm sorry
But
for
he's
as
still
much
like,
as it helps.
yeah,
That's not being actually sorry.
no. That's just like, fundamentally, the Scrooge story isn't really a good lesson. When you're faced with all the horrible shit that could happen if you continue to act like that, that's not, you should change your ways on your own.
Well, see now, so that's a very good point. Because I actually was having those feelings earlier. I was like, okay, so let's say you did travel back from the past or whatever, right? It's like, oh, this shit ended up this way. But when you do whatever action you do, is it because you chose to do it, or is it because like there's certain things you can learn from? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's certain things
yeah,
where you made a choice not because of what you honestly felt, it's because you were following something or you were scared of something or whatever, right? Like you didn't make the choice wholly on this is what I'm like confident or comfortable with myself about choosing to do, right? And
right.
so in those situations, like it could have been a whole different pathway that resulted afterwards. But for the situations where you have like you have everyone has their vibration, whatever, right? Like you are who you are. There's a lot of similarities to all of us. Like there's a lot of core basic similarities, but at the same time we're all different. And sometimes those like to convey those, no one's a mind reader, right?
Hmm.
And to convey thoughts without being able to directly convey thoughts is like tricky.
That's true. So with that, we've covered a Muppet Christmas Carol. I feel like we were very concise here. We didn't stray off the beaten path too much. So uh, come on by. We're gonna do a little after special and just talk to each other for probably another hour or so. If you enjoyed this, hit us up on Instagram and let us know.
If you
Uh,
enjoyed this, internet, uh, get the people with the internet money. You know what? Fuck internet money.
well, I'd like it.
I
I'd like
mean,
it,
I'm
please.
not opposed, but I also like to entertain. I hope you guys are entertained at least.
Yeah, we had a few people interacting tonight, so that was dope. But
I
I'm gonna
think
end
this
it
was the
here,
best
and
one, actually.
oh, hands down,
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna start a new live, and we'll talk again. All right, goodbye.